Sir has 16 publications in various international, national, and UGC listed journals. He has conceptualized, reviewed, and edited the Institute's publications. He is a recognized PhD research guide at SP Pune University. His areas of interest range from research in agriculture supply management to yoga and meditation. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invite. Now, I'll call upon the first participant of the session, Dr. A. Aruna Devi. Miss Aruna Devi, are you there? So can we call the next participant?
If the author is not available, let's go for the next one.
Okay, sir. Our next participant is Dr. N. Kamala. Ma'am, are you there?
What's the name of the participant?
Dr. N. Kamala.
Kamla.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ma'am, are you there? Now the next participant is Khan Mohammad Javed Mohammad Farid. So can we go ahead?
The authors are not responding. I think better we go ahead.
So they may join after some time.
Yeah, we can allow them as and when they join within this stipulated time period. But
Who is available? Miss Shraddha Chavan.
Ma'am, I am available.
Okay.
Sabahat Parveen.
Ma'am, you can start with your presentation and you will get 5 minutes.
What's the name?
Yes.
What's the name?
Sabahat Parveen.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Please spell the name.
Sabahat Parveen.
Okay.
Sabahat Parveen. Yeah.
Should I start, sir?
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
Sir, my screen is visible.
And why is it not coming?
Sir, my screen is visible, sir.
Yeah. Now. No. Screen is not visible. No presentation.
No, not visible. What should I do then?
Your video is on. I think you'll have to share your presentation.
Where is the screen? We are not able to go back. We are not able to go back from this participant screen. How to go back?
Professor
My screen is
Sabahat,
visible.
you share
Yes,
your
yes.
presentation.
Sir, my screen is not visible. How can? Is it
Ma'am,
visible now?
No, not at all.
उसकी स्क्रीन
Share the screen. Share the screen.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Share the screen.
Yeah, now your video is on. Video is on.
So
No,
video should be
again
off.
it is gone. No, it is gone again.
You have a bandwidth issue, it seems.
Ma'am, I request you switch off your camera and share the screen. There is a pop-up downside, green pop-up. You have to click on green pop-up, then there will be a multiple option. You have to select the option of share screen.
Yes, sir. I'm doing the same thing, sir.
So your screen is there, but you have to select your PPT now.
Now please tell me whether it is visible.
No, it's not visible now. PPT is not visible, ma'am. PPT is not visible.
My screen is visible.
No,
Oh,
no, ma'am.
What should I do?
Do you see the green button of share screen?
Yes, sir. I'm doing that.
Once you press that, you will have multiple options. Yeah, now.
Yes,
yes.
now open your PPT, ma'am. Now open your PPT. We can see your screen now. Yeah, it's there.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
My screen is okay.
Again, share it again. Yeah, now you'll be able to do that. Wonderful. Yes, we can see your slide now.
Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone, and very, very good afternoon to everyone. Let me tell you, my topic is critical study of e-commerce influencing Indian economy. My name is Sabahat Parveen, as all of you know that. Actually, in this pandemic period has disturbed Indian economy a lot and increases e-commerce in the lot very, very rapidly. So I think that how the e-commerce influences Indian economy. What are the jobs of government towards commerce-based industry? What are the obstructions of web-based business in Indian aspect? What are the B2C e-commerce and its level of total national output in Indian economy? Let me first introduce what is e-commerce. The process of buying and selling of goods over an electronic network or transmitting of funds over an electronic network, internet, is nothing but an e-commerce. Actually, e-commerce increases the growth of online business. You can see from the bar diagram that it is clear the rate of return was 38.5, or you can see $39 billion in 2017, but it was expected to reach about $200 billion at the end of 2027. From the pie diagram, we can see that the major sector of e-commerce is e-commerce retailing, and it is constituted by electronics, apparel, home appliances, beauty products, books, and others. Listen, while talking about e-commerce, how we can avoid m-commerce. M-commerce is a very, very important sector of e-commerce. Nearly 70% of online transactions occur in India due to mobile phones and tabs. Because of mobile penetration in the world, there is a significant rise in global market. From the graph, it is clear that this sector of e-commerce rises very, very rapidly. In 2015, the contribution of m-commerce was nearly only 58.5%. But after that, it increases to 65%, then 71%, 75%, 77%, and at the end of 2022, 80% of e-commerce were done by mobile devices. So looking at these global changes in m-commerce and e-commerce, some questions can arise in my mind that what is the trend of e-commerce in India? Whether e-commerce is affected by literacy? What is the relation between e-commerce and employment rate? Government has started so many schemes like Digital India, Make in India, Startup India, Skill India, e-governance. Whether these schemes affect growth of e-commerce in India? Thus, these questions became my rationale of study. So I started studying research papers. I collected data from internet, and to establish relationship between my parameters, I used Spearman's rank and Pearson's linear coefficient. I keep my parameters as literacy rate, e-commerce sales, growth of internet users, unemployment rate, and so on. I did my data analysis. I done my data analysis in 2 steps. In one step, I just trying to find relation between e-commerce growth in 6 countries and their literacy rate by using Spearman's rank correlation. I found that coefficient Z is equal to 0.46. It indicates a strong positive relation between growth of e-commerce and literacy rate. That is, more the literacy rate of the nation, more and more will be the e-commerce as the percentage of the total retail sale in India, in nation, and vice versa. Then I go to my second step.
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes, yes.
we are running short of time. You have only last 1 minute left.
बस मैम 2 मिनट हो गया.
1
Then I
minute.
use okay 1 minute. I use Pearson's correlation formula and I got R is equal to minus 0.8285. Negative sign shows that with the increase in one quantity, other quantity decreases. That is, I want to tell you that with increase in e-commerce sale in India, the unemployment rate decreases. So these are my findings. First one is increase in digital penetration, increases m-commerce growth in India. India ranks second in the most internet users in the world. Increase in e-commerce trends contributes India's GDP. Government schemes encourages e-commerce growth in India. More literacy means more e-commerce growth in India, and negative correlation as we have seen in the second step of data analysis. So I concluded that increase in literacy rate implies increase in m-commerce and digital penetration, which in turn growth of e-commerce, which implies more literacy rate, which in turn increases India's GDP and hence India's economy. These are my references. Thank you, sir.
Now, our next participant is Shraddha Chavan. Ma'am, please stop screen sharing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ma'am, are you there? Now, our next participant is Mr. Jayesh Sakpal. Our next participant is Jinsy James. Our next participant is Mrs. Femina PA. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I am available.
Okay.
Shall I begin?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Screen visible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Femina PA, Research Scholar, PG and Research Department of Commerce, the Cochin College, Kerala. Sharing my paper with Dr. Anu L, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of Commerce, the Cochin College, Kerala. The topic is impact of service sector on economic growth in India. Service sector is dominant in most of the developing and developed countries. It is composed of activities ranging from manufacturing of goods and rendering of services until it reaches to the ultimate consumers. Service sector is characterized by intangibility, perishability, inseparability, variability, ownership, simultaneity, and quality measurement. The objective of this paper is to study the impact of service sector in Indian economy. Following are the importance of services sector in India. Basic services like hospitals, education, posts and telegraphs, etc. are the sole responsibility of government in developing countries. As income increases, demands for shopping, tourism, entertainment, private hospitals, etc. also increase. Demand for services like transportation and storage will increase with the development of primary and secondary sector. High growth of service sector also benefited from external demand for business process outsourcing, such as software industry and call center services. Liberalization of financial sector and removal of restrictions provided an environment for faster growth of financial services. Then impact of service sector in Indian economy. First one is contribution to GDP. As per the latest report of Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation published in January 2021, service sector accounts for 54.77% of total India's gross value added at current prices of 100.46 lakh crore Indian rupees in 2019-20. India accounts for 15.74% GDP from public administration, defense, and other services. Next point is contribution to exports. Exports are a form of international trade that expand the market globally and internationally. Services sector contributes significantly to exports, and it is a key driver for economic growth in India. It helps the country to ensure optimum resource allocation and efficiency and economy in production. Then contribution to employment. Employment in service sector is increasing as people become more educated. Service sector provides employment to 32.33% of the workforce in the year 2020. It shows a growing tendency over the past 10 years. Even though 41.49% of workers in India were employed in the primary sector, it is the service sector that contributes most of the GDP of the country. Conclusion: service sector generates intangible goods in the form of advice, discussion, and attention, and occupies a great role in transforming the country to a developed economy. The backbone of service sector lies on human resources, having professional knowledge and skills. The government of India recognized the relevance of service sector and adopted several initiatives among sectors such as education, tourism, healthcare, transportation, banking, and finance. The growth of service sector is closely linked to the foreign inflows of money into the sector. Transnational companies also play a crucial role in this respect. Change in the quality of services rendered and just-in-time delivery is also essential to improve the performance of the services sector. New and improved policy measures are to be adopted so as to improve India's global competitiveness in services. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Our next participant is Rashmi Anchan.
Hello.
Ma'am, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. You can start on.
Okay.
You can begin, ma'am.
Hello. Is my slide visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So my topic is smart shopping experience using mobile shopping app, a study amongst college students in Mangalore city. So the paper is by the author Dr. Srinivasa Mayadi and Rashmi Anchan, Srinivasa Institute of Technology, Mangalore. So the advancement in the mobile tech.
Wait a minute. Can you zoom your slides so that we can see them clearly?
Sir?
zoom your slides.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, now it's better.
okay.
Okay, go on.
Thank you. The advancement in the mobile technology plus a new approach of the online transactions, smart is equal to smart shopping, as we can see. And the mobile shopping is taking a shape of new approach for the modern customers in India while making online purchase decision. The advancement in the modern technology and the mobile technology, the new approach of the online transaction has been witnessed by the retail industry, and as a result, retailers have opened up a new way to maintain continued interaction with the customers, which is known as a mobile shopping. This new way of shopping using smartphones for making purchases, especially through the usage of mobile apps considered as a smart shopping. And here the mobile apps are proving to be one of the leading mechanisms that aid shoppers to view updated products and be in touch with retailers without having any physical appearance. So age has a considerable influence on the online shopping behavior, especially the young online shoppers. So though this study was conducted, university age of consumers between 18 to 25 years of age are more likely to perceive the benefits of a shopping online. The majority of the consumer in the Indian market is a youth population belonging to the age of 16 to 35 years. So as I have said, the smart shopping experience refers to the perceptions or awareness of the customers as a result of their shopping practices at a smart retailing environment where the smart retailing technology is communicated and integrated with the consumer's mobile devices. The objective of the study is to examine the impact of a mobile shopping experience on the mobile shoppers, to examine the factors influencing the repurchase intentions and the word of mouth. The methodology, the research design uses a descriptive and the convenient sampling techniques, and it's a structured questionnaire, college students in the Mangalore city. And it has a structured question was administered and a response was permitted to college students in Mangalore city, and a total of 142 students ranging from the age of 19 to 24 participants in the survey and 140 respondents. So the results is when compared with the website and mobile app shopping, the result shows 98.6% of the respondents shop online using mobile apps. And while analyzing the various product categories, the college students purchase clothing, footwear, and the category electronics and accessories, beauty products. So when they asked about their decision whether the purchase on the apps are impulsive, 95% students responded that their decision was planned decision. Then 50% of the students have minimum apps with them, and they purchasing using the same app for the most they purchase. When asked about their shoppers do when the app is not performing to their standard, 40% of the respondents do not care about it and will still continue using the same app, but 34.3% respondents will delete the app and is need to switch to another app. So the rationale of the study suggests that high number of the mobile shoppers will continue even if the app does not match with their standard, and 25% of the respondents responded that they will give negative feedback, so increase the risk of negative word of mouth to the mobile retailers, and hence the mobile retailers need to provide a positive shopping experience so that it can create a positive word of mouth. So the hypothesis here accepted is positive shopping experience will have a positive impact on the trust. It is acceptable, and the positive shopping experience leads to mobile shopping satisfaction is accepted. So the trusting positively affect the mobile shopping satisfaction is rejected, and mobile shopping satisfaction leads to word of mouth is rejected also. And mobile shopping satisfaction leads to continued repurchase intention is accepted about according to the hypothesis testing, and trust leads to the continued repurchase is also accepted, and the trust leads to word of mouth is accepted. So then the findings here is the study revealed that the positive shopping experience will lead to shopping satisfaction and trust. Shopping satisfaction will lead to continued repurchase intention, whereas trust will lead to both continued repurchase intention and word of mouth. Therefore, the mobile retailers need to provide such an appscape that will lead to trust, which in turn can increase word of mouth, which is one of the strongest marketing tools in online business. At the same time, the mobile retailers need to foresee any negative word of mouth so they can be proactive in dealing with such situation, which may tamper the image of the mobile retailers.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt. You have 1 minute to summarize it.
Yeah, okay. So I would conclude this by the present study has conducted with the intention to identify the test of model of the mobile shopping experience and to identify the factors impact on the satisfaction, trust, pre-purchase intention, and word of mouth with reference to mobile shopping. The result demonstrated the positive shopping experience will lead to satisfaction and trust, which in turn leads to the continued repurchase intention. This may increase the loyalty of the customers. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. So please note our next participant is Farheen Sayyed. She is not available. We'll go to the next participant. Aswathi Yu. Are you there?
Can you hear?
I think somebody is responding.
Can you hear?
There, call out again.
Miss Aswathi,
Yes.
are you there? Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I start it? Myself, Ashwati, you, research.
Ma'am, we cannot hear you.
Sorry.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Aswathi, ma'am,
Myself, Ashwati.
we cannot hear you, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Myself, Ashwati, you. Is it audible?
Ma'am, your voice is very low.
Okay.
I think you should increase
Not
the volume
audible.
of your voice.
Ma'am, please increase the volume. Aswathi, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Is it audible? Is it audible?
Ma'am, please increase the volume. You're not audible.
Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Myself, Ashwati Yu, research scholar, Department of Commerce, PG Department of Commerce, Iqbal College, Peringamala, Kerala. The title of the paper is Digital Media Influence on Purchase Decision of Electronic Goods.
Hello.
The co-author, hello.
Hello.
Is it
Yes, sir.
audible?
She's not audible.
Aswathi, ma'am, you're not audible.
Okay. Hello. The title of the paper is Digital Media Influence on Purchase Decision of Electronic Goods. Nowadays, whatever information a customer needs
Go
is
to the next participant and give her a chance afterwards.
Okay, okay. Okay, sir. Miss Aswathi, we cannot hear you. We'll call you later, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Our next participant is Reshma MR. Reshma MR. Ma'am, are you there? Ma'am, are you there? Reshma MR. Sir, can we go for the next participant?
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Varsha Devi, MS.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss, yes, ma'am.
Okay,
you can
ma'am.
begin, ma'am. You will get
Okay,
5
ma'am.
minutes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Is that my screen is visible, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Correct.
Okay, ma'am. Myself, Varsha Devi, and my guide name is N. Asha from Fatima Institute of Management. I done my research paper on the study on impact of COVID-19 pandemic in the buying behavior of customers in the with special reference to a company. Introduction due to introduction to my topic like consumer buying behavior is like how they react while they are buying. That is the consumer buying behavior in short. While going to the how I done my research is like I chosen 4 factors like market stimuli, buyer characteristic challenges, and customers purchasing preferences. By using these factors only, I framed the structured questionnaire and done my research. And going to my objectives of my study. The primary objective is to find the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the buying behavior of customers. And the secondary objective is like to identify the factor influencing the customer buying behavior amid of COVID-19 and the types of customer coming to that company and the strategies which can be influencing customer buying behavior. Then going to my hypothesis, I have framed 2 hypotheses like there is no significant relationship between the demographic variable and the mode of payment preferred. And the second hypothesis like no statistical difference relationship between the demographic variable and the challenges variable I have framed. Then going to my limitation of the study is like the study is based only on that concern only. Then the time frame which is given in order to complete my study is less. The research methodology which is adopted in my research study is like descriptive research design, and the sampling technique in order to pick up the sample is like I chosen the systematic random sampling. I collected both primary and secondary data. And going to the my analysis and finding parts, by using the chi-square test, I have found that the hypothesis falls in the there is a significant relationship between the age, area of residence, and education to the mode of payment preferred. And going to my another hypothesis, I have found that there is a significant relationship between the gender, area of residence, and marital station occupation with respect to the challenges variables. Then going to my correlation analysis, I have found that there is somewhat the positive correlation between the education and the mode of payment preferred and the brand and dealer choice. And there is a negative correlation between the education and the purchasing amount and the time the customer spend. From this analysis and finding, I give some suggestion to my company is like one thing is during COVID period they have to follow the SOP. So the place they are having is something what small in the SOP guideline. So more space should be given. And then going to the branding session is like the customers are more towards nowadays more towards the brand side. So branding of the product is more important. Then the customer relationship management is more difficult in this COVID-19 period. In order to improve this, the company have to adopt some social media platform because the company is not in a social media platform. So the company present in social media platform is suggest, and they can involve the marketing strategies like in order to improve the business in the impact of COVID-19, like they can more active in the social media platforms and showing uniqueness in the packing of the product, and conducting different games by using the product and brand names. These are my suggestion for this study. And the conclusion is like in all over the analysis, I have found that the 66.4% of the respondent in my study feel that their buying behavior is changed amid of COVID-19, and the COVID-19 have a played a changed the world also. That's all, sir. That's all, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, sir and ma'am.
Sir, should we call to the next participant?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now the next is Dr. Vijay Lakshmi. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, one and all. Can I share my screen?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Ma'am, is it visible, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Once again, I wish everyone. My study is on occupational safety measures provided by government to primary healthcare health centers
Oh.
during with reference to Andhra Pradesh. I'm associated with our College of Engineering and Technology from Habsa.
Ma'am, you're not very audible.
Has exposed primary health center staff.
Your voice is breaking.
Ma'am, now is it audible, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am, now it is audible.
Network issue, sir. I'm in college. Has exposed primary health center staff and
Your voice is breaking.
Ma'am, your voice is not, you're not audible, ma'am.
I'll try now.
I think there's a network
I'll try
issue at your end.
Ma'am, am I audible?
No, ma'am, you're not audible. Your voice is breaking. I think there's a network issue at your end.
Let us give her a chance later and move on to the
Okay,
next.
sir. Ma'am, we'll call you later. Vijay Lakshmi, ma'am, we'll call you later.
Yeah,
Please stop your screen sharing. Ma'am?
Yeah, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Our next participant is Satya Prakash.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, sir. Can I share my screen?
Yes, sir, you can.
One second. Is it visible now? Hello? Is it visible?
No,
my screen?
sir, no, it's not visible.
Okay. One second.
Yes, it's visible now.
Yes. Okay, fine. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am going to present my paper on sustainability of Indian micro and small scale industries and role of agile manufacturing IT enabler in knowledge management.
Zoom it.
Hello?
Just zoom it slightly.
Yes, now it's fine, no?
Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, thank you. Hello?
Correct.
Yes, okay, thank you. Today I am going to present a paper on sustainability of Indian micro and small scale industries and the role of agile manufacturing in agile manufacturing IT enabler in knowledge management. Indian micro and small scale industries are basically working on traditional working principles and methodology. Nowadays, whatever small and micro scale industries are there in India, all the industries are working on based on traditional methodology or traditional missions. This manufacturing method is not suitable for 21st century, because today's market is very dynamic in nature. So we need to shift for agile manufacturing. And the problem with this is how we can shift to agile manufacturing without much investment. Here we gone through 116 micro and small scale industries. We did survey on that. Okay, here we identified what are the problems they are facing, and how they can overcome from them. See, usually there is 4 different types of manufacturing technique can use. One is a craft manufacturing, and another one is a mass production. Third one is lean manufacturing, and fourth one is agile manufacturing. Here, most suitable for one is agile manufacturing for micro and small scale manufacturing industries. So here we are concentrated on agility enabler IT tools like ERP, CRM, CAD, or a general computer system for knowledge sharing within a organization or within an industry. So, here a survey is done. Here we used Likert scale to note down the response from the industries. The 1 is very poor, 2 is poor, 3 is moderate, and 4th is good, and 5th is very good. See, here we have some result. Okay, percentage of industries received repeated orders. How industries are getting orders, and in which level they are getting repeated orders. Around more than 60% of industries getting more than a moderate level, or high, or very high. Okay, so it says that each industries are getting repeated orders with the same product with the different dimension and all. Okay, such orders are they are getting. And percentage of industries using computer in production and modeling and design. Okay, here it is very poor. The most of the industries, more than 80-90% of industries are not using computer in their production, modeling, and designing. And a percentage of industries use formal communication. Again, here it is very poor. Okay, more than 60% industries are not using formal communication within an industry. The formal communication is very important for knowledge sharing and knowledge management within an industry. It is very little amount of, I mean, around 12 plus 5%, 17% of industries are using formal communication within an industry. And percentage of industries use informal communication. See, here most of the industries, whatever the industries running in India, okay, they are using informal communication. Informal communication is one of the method to communicate within an industry, but it is not store any data, or whatever production related data are there, that is not stored or that is not recorded in informal communication. But the informal communication is one of the effective, cost effective method. So most of the industries are following this kind of communication method. Percentage of industries provided infrastructure for knowledge sharing. How many industries are given infrastructure for knowledge sharing? It may be a computer system or any other system. Okay, here the most of the industries, around 70% industries are not provided any infrastructure for knowledge sharing. Okay, knowledge sharing infrastructure is very important to store the data and to record the data and to retrieve the data in future. Okay, if there is no such a system or infrastructure, it is not at all possible to store the data. See here, 45% of industries are very poor in providing infrastructure, and 32% of industries are in very poor, and only 15% industries are given this infrastructure in moderate level. In high level, only 8%. And percentage of industries using data storage. Again, okay, if we done or if industries done formal communication, that is not enough. The industries should store the data. The data storage is very important for future further reference. Okay, Here again, it is noted that most of the industries are not storing any data, or the level is very, very poor when compared to large scale or medium scale industries. And the percentage of industries reuses the data. Here, it is something confusion statement were given around 50%, 50 plus 50% is they are not using reusing the data, and around 27% of industries are reusing the data, and in moderate level, and 25%, around 25% of industries are using reusing the data. Same here.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir?
Yes. Yeah. Hello.
Your 1 minute is left.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Okay. Here it is a very important thing. Reuse the data will reduce the total effort of product development process. And yeah, IT system. Okay, how many industries are using IT system? Okay, same. The most of the industries, around 90% of industries are not using any IT systems in production process. See, it is very notable thing. The IT systems will act like a narrow system of any of the industries. Basic computer or any basic application, computer application in production house. So definitely that will increase the total productivity of industry, and it is improve the sustainability of industry. By this, I will conclude my paper. Thank you very much. Hello.
So should we call out the next
Yes,
one?
thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Our next participant is Ms. Tashi Das Gupta.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm thankful to the institution for giving me this opportunity to present my paper. So the title of my paper is Customer Satisfaction and Promotion in Indian Banking Sector. When we talk about this Indian banking sector, we find that it has undergone tremendous changes since the time it only provided functions relating to these deposits and giving loan to people. Now we find that modern banks have transcended in their functions, and they are providing multiple functions, like they are even guiding the people for investment and portfolio management as well. So we find that promotion plays a critical role in the Indian banking sector. So my study, it is a conceptual study. So it is based on secondary sources of information. And my paper aims at discussing the impact of various factors associated with advertisement on customer satisfaction. So here, though the title is Customer Satisfaction and Promotion, but here I have taken only one aspect of promotion, that is advertisement. When you talk about advertisement, we find that there are various factors relating to advertisement. All advertisers do same kind of promotion, and not all advertisers, they highlight on one specific feature. Some advertisers, they focus on relevant news. Some advertisers, they highlight on brand reinforcement. Some they highlight on entertainment, some on empathy, some on familiarity. So because of time constraint, I'm not going in detail about these concepts. So I wanted to see the impact of all these factors on customer satisfaction. When we talk about customer satisfaction, it refers to the extent to which customers are happy with the product and services provided by a business. So satisfaction at consumption, it has been defined as the set of emotional responses obtained specifically during product uses or consumption experience, as described either by the distinctive categories of emotional experience and expression, or by the structural dimensions underlying emotional categories, such as relaxation, action, calmness, excitement, or pleasantness, unpleasantness, etc. So according to this definition, satisfaction towards advertising, it is a set of emotional responses which are elicited specifically during viewing advertisement as described by the structural dimensions underlying emotional categories. So as per my study, it has been seen that relevant news it is a strong factor in influencing positive customer satisfaction. When bank advertisers, they develop advertising activities, they should try to effectively emphasize relevant service facility and information that satisfies customers' needs in this regard. Regarding brand reinforcement factor, interestingly, it has been seen that it does not have a significant impact on positive customer satisfaction. But for many years, actually, marketers, they believe that brand reinforcement factor in advertising, it strengthened existing customers' favorable attitudes towards the brand and generated positive satisfaction. It might be, but in the banking sector, in recent endeavors, it has been seen that this theoretical argument, it does not apply in the banking sector of our country. Next one is the impact of entertainment element in advertisement. And here also we have seen that it does not have a strong
Sorry
impact.
to interrupt you, ma'am. Ma'am?
Yeah. Yes.
Your last 1 minute is remaining, ma'am.
Okay. So entertainment, it does not have a strong impact. But interestingly, empathy factor has a strong impact on customer satisfaction, and so is the case with familiarity. So in conclusion, it was seen that when bank customers watch advertisement, two particular attributes, advertising, that means relevant news and familiarity, induce satisfaction, and at the same time, empathy also has an impact on customer satisfaction. So banks should work on all these elements in a better way so that more and more customers are attracted to a particular segment of banking in our country. Thank you.
So can we go for the next participant?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll call upon Dr. A. Aruna Devi. Ma'am, are you there? Dr. A. Aruna Devi. Ma'am, are you there?
I don't see that name in the participants.
Next is Dr. N. Kamla. Dr. N. Kamla.
That is not seen.
Next is Shraddha Chavan. Miss Shraddha Chavan. Ma'am. So we'll go on next participant.
Yeah.
Mr. Jayesh Sakpal.
Satpal is also not seen.
Okay. Next is Miss Jinsy James. Shall we go on, sir? Shall we go ahead?
Yes, yes. Take 1 or 2 calls. If they are not responding, we can go to next.
Okay, sir. Professor Pallavi and Shintre. Professor Pallavi and Shintre. Next is Rinda Mathur, Mrs. Rinda Mathur. Next is Dr. Sumitha K.
Let's go next.
Anybody from the participants who are left to present?
You guys can go first.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am.
Your
Dr.
name?
Vijayalakshmi here, ma'am.
Yes, Dr. Vijaya.
Can I
Please,
share,
please.
ma'am?
Yes, please share your screen.
Thank you. Good afternoon, one and all. I'm Dr. Vijaya. I'm here with the title of Occupational Safety Measures provided by government to primary health center staff during COVID-19 with reference to Andhra Pradesh. We have done an empirical research work. So the introduction to my topic is like COVID has exposed primary health center staff and their families to maximum level of risk. So although it was like not representing all the data, but World Health Organization reasons indicate that COVID-19 infections among health workers are far greater than in the general population. So recent studies was elevated that there was a high demand for the staff to work for long hours, living in constant fear of diseases, and they were uh, exposed to the patients where they are suffering with COVID. At the to introduce occupational safety measures, it is one of the area where a majority of the organizations failed because it is all about financial incentives and limited governmental oversights to ensure workplace safety in India. So occupational health safety improvements would have tangible benefits for stakeholders. Even many studies suggested that improvements in workplace health and safety of staff leads to higher quality of clinical care and improved patient safety. So the hospital workforce is exposed to many hazards in the workplace that may pose immediate harm to their health and well-being and can have wide-ranging consequences for the quality and efficiency of hospital care. So my approach to this empirical research work is like I have chosen staff working in primary health centers and done the research on the awareness level towards safety measures and the satisfaction level of safety measures towards safety measures. It's an exploratory research design. The researchers we adopted a purposive sampling method, chosen 100 respondents from all the primary healthcare centers in Andhra Pradesh. The questionnaire was distributed among all the staff working in primary health centers, and we used SPSS to analyze the data. And the study revealed that most of the respondents strongly agree that government provides safe place of work for all the staff and also ensures that employees are not subjected to an unreasonable risk in the workplace. But however, there was lagging, even though government was providing the findings of our study says that a majority of the staff are female rather than male workers. I mean staff, and staff were positioned in primary health centers according to their qualifications and experience, and 90% of them were aware of uh, safety measures. And in PHCs, there are various kind of safety measures like PPE kits, gloves, sanitizers, and NH and 95 was given to staff. And among respondents, 73 were opined that safety committee meetings are organized twice a month, and they have, they can participate. All the staff can participate and expose their grievances to the committee people. And 80% of employees were aware of about policies, and still people were, staff or respondents says that they require more safety measures. 83% of employees used special kits in emergency when they have symptoms. So immediately they get the result whether they were affected or they have negative. And whereas 67% of employees only are satisfied with the safety measures. The recommendations from our studies Like suggested male workers also should be there. And it is advised that many of the staff should have proper PPE kits in time. Even though the government is providing PPE kits, but they need adequately the sanitizer to be chemically concentrated rather than diluted one. Government should be proactive to accept and implement suggestions that whatever grievances was exposed by staff to be implemented quickly, which is not there. And this was one reason where few of the staff were expressed their dissatisfaction. And we suggested still PHCs not to be disposed waste in dustbins. 10% of them is happening in such a way in PHCs. And we suggested that many of the low level workers, they are not receiving kits, so provided sufficient kits to staff. And every room in PHCs is to be sterilized once in a day with sodium, which is missing that once in every 3 days they were doing. And female workers to provide government vehicles in moving during the COVID time, which is also missing in government services. And satisfaction level was still need to be enhanced. These are our findings, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now our next participant is our Aswathi U. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me? Is it
No,
audible?
ma'am. Please increase your volume.
Is it audible? Hello, is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can I present?
Sorry?
Myself, Ashwathi U, research scholar, Department of Commerce, Iqbal College, Peringamala, Kerala. The title of my research paper is Digital Media Influence on Purchase Decision of Electronic Goods. Nowadays, whatever information a customer needs is simply available on his hands. Hello?
Is she audible to you?
It's partly audible. I think the volume is very low.
Ask her to raise the volume.
Ma'am, please raise your volume.
I maximized the volume.
Ashwati madam, please check if you have this mic near your, while you're speaking.
I will, sir. I will check it, sir.
Keep it near your mouth so that it will be more clear. Now you speak.
Is it audible now? Is it audible now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Okay. Nowadays, whatever information a customer needs is simply available on his hands due to the drastic development of internet connectivity.
Not audible, ma'am.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Why don't? Oh, what happened? Is it audible now?
Ma'am, increase your device volume.
Are you present, Ashwati madam? Are you presenting from the laptop?
No, sir. It's from my phone.
Okay.
Ma'am, you can use your headphones.
If she has made the PPT, then let her share it.
Okay.
Sorry, sir. I haven't any PPT.
Oh.
Can I present without PPT?
She's not audible at all.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Oh, sorry. Can I try once again?
Yeah. Try again. Ma'am, try it again, please.
Nowadays, whatever information a customer needs is simply available on his hands.
So is it audible for you?
No.
Yes, sir?
I can hear, but as sir says, volume is very low.
Ma'am, your volume is very low.
Device volume is in maximum.
Yeah, sorry, ma'am.
Device volume is in maximum.
Get close to the device.
No,
Ma'am, you can use your earphones for that. It will be helpful to you.
Ma'am, use your headphones.
I'm using my headphone now.
Okay. Keep that mouthpiece close to your mouth.
Yes, I do doing like that. I don't know what happened.
What I feel is let us give her a chance. Let her complete. At least to some
Okay.
extent, we can.
Okay, sir.
Coordinator, what's sir? How about giving her a chance? Let her present.
So what to do?
I think
It's not
give her
audible.
a chance.
Not audible.
Shall we go for the next participant?
Yes.
Okay, if there is other participants available, then let's go for that.
Okay, sir. Now our next participant is Reshma MR. Ma'am, are you there?
Can we go to the next?
Next, Reshma MR. Ma'am, are you there?
I think Reshma madam may not be there. So next.
Okay, sir. So we have to start from the begin. Now, may I call upon the next participant? That is Dr. A. Aruna Devi.
Is Aruna madam available? Or what I suggest is if we can just announce like who are all remaining in the group, not having presented.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Anybody
Because
else who has not presented their paper, they can present their paper. Anyone who remain for presenting their paper? Who is remaining to present their paper?
Yes, ma'am. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Present, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you
Hello?
can begin. Hello?
Hello? Shall I present my paper, ma'am? Hello?
Ma'am, what's your name?
Yes, Armulvi.
Aruna Devi.
It's not, ma'am. Dr.
What's her
Srimati
name?
and Kamala.
Acha, Kamala.
Kamala
Dr.
Darmuga
N.
Selvi.
Dr. N. Kamala?
Kamala and Darmuga Selvi. The name is not in your list, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, hold on.
Okay. Topic
Dr.
is
Dr.
Dr.
Kamala,
N.
right?
Kamala and Srimati S. Armuga Selvi.
Dr. N. Kamala, your name is there in my list.
No, ma'am, that is with along with Maheshwari, I think.
Dr. N. Kamala and Maheshwari.
No, this is not my paper, ma'am. This is N. Kamala and S. R. Selvi. In your list, my name is missing. Hello? Hello?
Has she registered
So
with
this
you
is
first?
Yes, sir, I registered.
so shall we?
They asked to print the paper, then they will upload it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, you can.
Okay. Shall I now press the paper, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. My name is Armugasri, research scholar from Sri Sharda College, Tirunelveli, Tamil Nadu. Under the guidance of Dr. Srimati N. Kamala, my topic is study on impact of communication in business. Introduction. Communication in business or business communication is flow of information inside and outside the company. The main purpose of communicating information to others is to reduce errors, keep their employees well known about their company and business activities. The main objectives of the study is to analyze the level of satisfaction with the communication of business people, to know about the factors influencing communication in business. 53 respondents were taken for this study. Various statistical tools like Hi-Squatters, Likert 5-point scale, and paired t-tests were used to analyze the data collected from the respondents. Used SPX packages to analyze the data collected from the respondents. Majority, 30% of the respondents come under the age group of 30 to 45 years. 28% of the respondents are under age group of 36 to 35 years. And majority, 57% of the respondents are female and 43% of the respondents are male. According to the education qualification, 30% of the respondents are undergraduate and 26% of the respondents are completed their postgraduate graduation degree courses. Using high-score analysis to test the relationship between communication with business people and the level of satisfaction, analysis with the help of statistical tool high-score analysis using 5% significance level of significance. The calculated value is more than the significant value. Hence, the null hypothesis is accepted. So, hence, the result is there is no significant relationship between communication with business people and the level of satisfaction of consumers. Hello? Hello?
You continue.
The next analysis, Likert 5-point scale is used to analyze the factors affecting communication in business. That people with different backgrounds get first place and followed by different meaning taken for same words in the second place. Emotional feelings place in the third place and previous communication experiences get fourth place. Paired t-test is used to analyze various different dependent variables. The calculated significant value is less than the table value, 5% significant value. So, null hypothesis is there is a significant mean difference between before and after implementing communication technologies in business is rejected, while mean value for after implementing communication technology in business is high. With suggestions for this study is respecting and listening what employees are going to say will improve communication in business. Various communication methods like email, messengers, and telephone used in business. But most effective and easy replying methods should be followed by the business organization to communicate with the customers will be understand to everyone. Employees are encouraged to bring anything to the attention to the officials is a beneficial way. It will automatically improve internal communication. My conclusion for the study is communication not only to convey our messages to others. If our voice is without any modulation, if there is any no modulation is there, understand our method, what we say, what we come to say. So communication should be given with effective voice and body languages. If possible, eye-to-eye contact communication gets much response rather than other indirect communication methods. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, ma'am. Those who are remaining for presenting the papers, they can present their papers. Please tell your name and present your papers. Anybody?
Madam was trying audibility problem. You just check if she is ready.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, Vijay Lakshmi ma'am has presented her paper.
Yes, she has already presented.
Yes, she has presented.
Yeah, Vijay Lakshmi madam has presented.
Most of the names what you are called for, they have presented, and those who are not there, they are not coming in after repeated in announcement also.
Yes, sir.
Only one participant, Ashwati.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ashwati madam, I think had this audibility.
Just make one announcement. If she's there, if she's audible.
Miss Ashwati.
Otherwise, it is over.
Yes.
Okay. Miss Ashwati. Are we audible?
I think she has a network problem.
So we have to wait for the other participants.
Are there any? I don't
No,
think.
there are no participants, but yeah, after 3 times announcement.
Okay, sir.
And now only that Aswati was there, but she was not audible. And now she's not in the net, I think.
I think she has left. She is not visible here.
Am I right?
Yes, sir. Shall we call on their name one more time?
Yeah,
The names which has been given.
Yes, sir.
One last time we can call their name.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Dr. A. Aruna Devi. Are you there, ma'am?
Next.
Okay. Shraddha Chavan. Miss Shraddha Chavan. Mr. Jayesh Sakpal. Miss Jinsy James. Professor Pallavi. Dr. Sumitha K. Miss T.R. Himapriya. S. Shanti. Miss Laya K.S. Mr. Inamur Rahman.
Next.
Mr. Inamur Rahman.
I don't think he's there.
I think we have come to this an end.
I think it's over now.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Next is Dr. Jay Sheila. Dr. Sampada. Mr. Rana Ghosh. Dr. Supriya. Mr. Murugan. Next is Dipali Mayur Gala.
Not there.
Hello. Hello, the coordinator. Hello. Am I audible?
I think there's some problem with organizers connectivity, sir.
Yes, sir, you're very much audible.
I'm very much audible. So I think we have
So
come to an
there is
end. This all.
one
You
candidate.
have called the participant name 3-4 times. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. I don't think any point in waiting just like that. Whatever Dr. Umesh Kulmati sir says that.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Kati sir.
Yes.
There's no point in waiting.
Okay. So So if no participants are there, then I can talk to Dr. Umesh sir.
One participant is trying to join. I would request you guys to just wait for 2 minutes. He's just logging in. There is some technical glitch.
Okay.
Inam sir, are you there? Sir, we request you to please wait for a minute. I think that person is
I
in
don't
some.
think I don't think anyone is coming. You are unnecessarily making us wait.
So there is Iman sir, who's joining. He's messaging also. I think he's in the wrong team. I'll just check it once. Just give me 30 seconds, sir.
Please do that, please do. Because nobody should lose the opportunity. Khatib sir, can we give a minute chance?
I'm ready, but someone should come. What I want to say, we are waiting.
Yeah, that's
Extremely sorry, sir. I think due to some issues, we are not able to sort this thing. Sir, Umesh sir and Norman sir, I would request you guys to give your feedback. Dr. Umesh?
I would request Dr. Umesh sir to give the feedback.
Okay, sir.
okay. Thank you very much for making me the track chair along with Dr. Khatib. It was really a learning experience in itself. I was literally at awe looking at the number of papers in the list, about 33 papers lined up for the presentation. But of course, only 8 participants, 8 delegates have turned up to the presentation. Some were extremely well written in terms of the needs of the research. Like I observed, all the parameters research papers should have were found in the research papers, like precise objectives, then need of the study, then eventually the data collection methods and data analysis. A couple of papers even presented the hypothesis testing, and findings were found in some of these papers. And few papers were wanting in terms of the needs of the academic research, and that is what is my observation. I hand it over to Khatib sir for further comments.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable feedback. With your kind permission, we would close the meeting.
Okay, and I would like to ask Dr. Umesh sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we would not like to give any score and all such, no?
I just wanted to know it from the coordinator. Is there Advocate Sheikh? Madam is there, right?
Sorry, sir.
Andrus madam, are we supposed to give some scorecard paper wise?
Sorry, sir.
Are we supposed to give scores to the papers presented?
we have both
Sir,
made some assessment.
people from our side will contact you on with back office support.
Okay,
No
okay.
problem. That's what I was asking. What is the mechanism you want? Like,
So we
All
will be
right.
contacting you soon
All
on call.
right.
yeah,
All right.
one more thing I would like to say, thank you to the management and the principal, Dr. Siraj Chogle, sir. And
Sir,
other
we would like you to join in the valedictory function at 4.
no, because I'm out somewhere now. I'll be
Okay.
traveling.
Okay.
Yes, I was out, but then I waited here for this session to be conducted.
Okay, sir, no problem. Thank you
Now I
very
will
much.
be traveling, so I don't think I will on my way I will be able to join that. Okay.
Umesh,
So-
sir, would you like to join at 4?
Sure, definitely. I'll be there.
Okay,
in the
sir.
valedictory.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Umesh sir will be there. So I just would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the management, to the coordinators and the principal, sir, for
Thank you so
inviting
much,
me.
sir.
And nice
Thank you,
meeting
sir.
Dr. Umesh sir. Okay.
Thank you very much, Kadeep sir, and all.
Yes.
Nice meeting.
Nice
you all.
meeting.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Umesh. Thank you, Dr. Norman.
Yes.
And thank you to all the participants. We'll be meeting at 4 again
Yes.
for the valedictory session.
Express my gratitude to the management and the principal sir and Aziz sir. Okay.
Thank
He's
you
my
so much,
teacher.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sorry for the inconveniences, sir. Thank you.